But one of the most funny things was this nigga said broke parents are better than rich parents.
How did you take that? Because I feel like what he was saying, I understood. I just feel like that one sentence like didn't make that much sense, but I got what he was saying.
I understand what he was saying. It's the headline.
Because no, that the internet ran with that headline, and I was like, bro, I out of everything that was said in this interview, that's just gonna go by.
I know it's funny because it's one of the moments where I think his words maybe weren't phrased as well as the rest of the interview.
Yeah.
Not that that's not what he was getting at, but I think he was getting at time is more valuable than money to a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, quality time is more important than getting presents. You know, so like that, like, but it obviously got flipped.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't think that. I just think this is a more interesting, like, wider conversation. Like, I don't think having money though makes you a bad parent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think having money automatically equates to being able to spend less time with your kids. You may have to get more creative with how you do it. You know what I mean? But I think, like, my favorite personal example is like Gilbert Arenas, working all the time, clearly in the public eye. His star, like, his media star is growing more and more every day. His son is the number 4 prospect in the country, and you see him in the stands of every single game.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking dope to me. And like, he's even said it. He's like, yeah, I have to pull up at halftime sometimes and shit like that. But like, I'm there, you know what I mean? It's like, do what you can type shit. So I don't know. I just kind of want to get you guys' thoughts on like what you think about that.
I think there's value to what he was saying, because I do think time is the most important thing to a child. Mm-hmm. You know, regardless of the kind of life you're making for them, and if you can provide for them and give them financial freedom, all that is not as valuable as spending time with them while they're growing up. You know what I mean? And I don't think being rich necessarily means you don't have time for your kid, but I do think there's definitely a better chance of you having less time to spend, a busier schedule, if you make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think there was value, and I think it's a good quote for people that are maybe in situations where they wish they had more, wish their parent was providing more, wish, you know, they were getting new presents and maybe getting their college paid for and getting a car on their 16th birthday, to look at someone like 21 Savage who comes from that and be like, oh, maybe this isn't as bad as I feel like it is.
I guess, but then I'm also thinking, like, if you have broke parents, they're probably working double shifts.
Also true.
Late night shifts, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't really add up to me. You know what I mean? Like, they're not able to take vacation. They're probably working weekends, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, I don't know. I just feel like being a rich parent is kind of fire. Like, if you handle it right.
Yeah.
If you do the right things, if you take the time where you don't have to be working. I think the problem is, like, if you're always chasing another check.
Yeah.
Like, at a certain point, you got to be like, yo, let me cool out.
Right.
And
like, if your career is your priority, then I think that gets super difficult in
shit.
terms of spending time with your kids. Because, like, obviously, you know, he's rich, but he's still also pursuing like a career in rap. And I feel like when I heard what he said, that was more what I was thinking, was like, he's probably trying to take this and like turn it into even more of a business, like trying to be on his Hove shit. Like, I feel like if you're trying to be that, it gets difficult to like also spend time with your kids all the time. You know, that's the only thing I really took from it.
Yeah.
I think going back to like my personal life, I feel like that's why for me, and maybe even for you guys too, it'll probably be important to like have like a stable home life. So then like as you're pursuing your career, you don't necessarily have to worry about like your kids as much. Like, and this is what I mean. Like, make sure they're taken care of, they're in good schools. Honestly, for me, I'm like, I'm gonna be married. Like, I'm not really trying to have like multiple baby moms and shit. Like,
that say with baby moms would be hilarious.
That just to me, like, for my personal life, speaking on me, I'm like, that's just not how I feel like I'd be able to handle like pursuing the career that I'm going towards and like also spending time with kids. Cause like, somebody gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? Savannah
James. Like, it's really, I think that people have really bigged up her because she came out and she said, like, I have never been like super concerned with like building a personal brand, crazy shit. You know what I mean? Doing all this business. I just want to be the best mom I can be. You know what I mean? And like, LeBron is clearly playing 82 games a season, flying across the world, doing a bunch of shit in the off season, So like he may not be able to be there, but you know damn sure that like Savannah's gonna be at every game for the kids, doing all that shit. So it is. I think it's important to kind of like if you know you're gonna be on your bag chase, you maybe have to find someone who could kind of supplement that in different ways. You know what I mean? If you choose to have kids, or going back to what we said about young boy, don't have kids if you are not ready to love your children.
Yeah.
That's a big. That should probably be the biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility, bro. Even dogs are a big responsibility.
I think you gotta build your house first, and then you know you can move from there in terms of career and shit.
Or build your career first, and then build your house. Like get where you want, so you don't need to. Because another thing I think about when we're talking rich versus poor, it's like it's not necessarily time, but also like where your head's at.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like somebody that makes a lot of money is probably a lot more focused on their career and prioritizes their career, and therefore work might not really stop when you get home. As opposed to somebody that's working that double shift. You know what I mean? Even though they're doing the double, when they're off, they're off. You know what I mean? When they go on vacation, they're on vacation. Mm-hmm. They're not thinking about work. Mm-hmm. They're probably that time is worth a lot more than somebody that is, you know, their head's in 10 different places and they got to jump on their phone when their work calls them. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I don't know. I just think that's an important factor too. I forgot where I was kind of going with that.
Damn, bro. We be talking about kids too much, bro.
Yeah.
I don't have none right now, bro.
You ready?
No. No, sir. Not me. No. Someone who was a good father, though, was Kanye West.
Oh. Okay.
Most of the time, I guess.
Is he a good father?
That was a bold statement.
Yeah,
I think he's a good. I would actually go out on a limb and say yes.
North seems to really like him.
I think he's a really North. Why don't we ever see the other kids?
Yeah,
Can we talk about that?
They're still young.
Yeah.
Youngish.
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't keep up with them. I don't even know what them niggas is, bro.
Yeah.
I only see North, but hey, Kanye was in the news letting her direct one of his music videos.
That's awesome.
She had a lot of ideas. She said, "I'm in the whip. I'm going to Nobu. Me and the homies. We got the Vultures merch on." I'm like, but what if it's a neo-Nazi logo on it, God. Northwest? You don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he's necessary. Like, they have a good relationship. It's very apparent. I don't know.